Hello guys and welcome back. So in the last section we used some of the built-in pipes that Angular provides us with. In this section we are going to use our custom pipes and we are going to define them as well. Okay, so everything essentially in Angular is a TypeScript class unless decorated with some sort of a decorator. Same is the case with pipes. So pipes are also TypeScript classes, but they are decorated with a pipe decorator. The pipe decorator has a name property added to its metadata, which specifies the name of that pipe and how exactly can that pipe be used. Okay, so in the last section, as we saw in the uppercase pipe that was written, here's the source code of the uppercase pipe that Angular comes up with, and it is a TypeScript class that is decorated with a pipe decorator, and then to the metadata of it, we have passed a name property, the value of which is uppercase, and this is how we use that pipe, right? Now the pipe implements a pipe transform interface, so it has to implement a method that receives the value that needs to be transformed, okay? And then this returns a value that will actually end up being the value that is the transformed value that would eventually end up being on the interface or on the template. Okay, so we can basically create a TypeScript class, export it, decorate it with a pipe decorator, add a name property to its metadata, implement the pipe transform interface onto the class, and implement the transform method that was imposed due to implementing that interface, and then return the transform data from it. Okay, and then finally add it to the declarations array as well of the module that we want to use it in. But if we do it with Angular CLI, then we can simply use the ng generate pipe command like so, and it will generate a pipe for us while it will also update the module for us as well. Okay, and then we can add arguments to our pipe as well. We'll also have a look at that right now, and let's get started with it then. Okay, so let's first see how our application looks like as of now. So we have the user details here, okay, and then we have this email right here, right? What I'd like to do right now is have this email converted into a link, okay, so that whenever I click on this particular link, it opens up some app like Skype or any other mail app that can be used to um, basically compose mails. Okay, it can open up Outlook or anything of that sort. Okay, so to do that, we'll have to use the mail to protocol. Okay, and once the user clicks on this link, then in that case it would open up an application that can be used to compose mails. Okay, so let's do that right away. I'll just clear off the network and the console as well because there might be some issues. Okay, now I'll just quickly create a pipe using Angular CLI. So ng g for generate, p for pipe, and in the pipes folder I'll generate an appender pipe, and we'll soon figure out why exactly are we naming it as the appender pipe. Okay, now it already updated the app module for us, so I don't really have to add the class name to the declarations array manually. Let's quickly go to the pipe. It did not show up here, so let's refresh this, and now it got added. Now in the appender, we see that we have some value. This is the value that we need to transform, and it returns null right now, but we need to return something as well in return. So, and it also has some arguments that are right now optional in nature. So that is something. Let me just get rid of this, specify this as a string and the return type as a string as well. Okay, and right now let's just send some empty string as of now. Okay, now I'm going to use this pipe in the user details section. In the template, I'll open up here. I'll use the appender pipe. So now instead of the email like so, I'm gonna wrap this email inside an anchor tag. Okay, so this anchor tag will have this value right here, like so. Okay, and I'll just cut this from here and paste it inside the anchor tag. Okay, now the href right here, let's see what it's going to be if I save this. So the href right now is going to be localhost colon 4200 slash the email ID of that particular user, as can be seen in the bottom left hand side section of the screen. Okay, but that is something again that we don't want, right? We want some changes to it. So we can do that two ways. We can either specify the mail to protocol right here before this. So if I save this now and hover over it, then it's going to open up the mail. It's saying that it would be taking us to mail to colon front slash the email ID of that user. Okay, so if I click on it, then it would open up a mail app so that it can compose some mail for me. Okay, so that was some way in which we can do that. But let's say I wanted to use it in a cleaner and a more manageable way. Okay, so instead of doing this, I can use my pipe in that case. Okay, so let's just pass this through the appender pipe. Okay, and let's save this. Now in the appender pipe, let's add mail to colon front slash before the value, like so. Okay, and then if I go back to the app, it would again take me to mail to colon front slash the email address of the user. And if I click on this again, then it's going to again open up my mail app for me. Okay, all right, so this is how we can use pipes. So what we did is we took the value that was given to the pipe. Let's rename this to input so that it's a bit more clear. So this is the input that's going to be, and let's define an output here. So essentially the pipe is doing something like this. It's taking an input, it's transforming it, and then it's returning us the transformed output. Okay. So again, if I click on the link here, I'm going to be navigated to the mail app, like so. Okay, but right now this is a bit more generic. I mean, this is a bit more specific in nature. Let's say if I wanted to show the phone number as well for a particular user, because I have the user interface and the user interface gets a phone number as well, right? So I also want the phone number to get transformed in such a way that if I click on the link that shows me the phone number, then it should open up Skype, okay, and ask me if I needed to dial in that number. Okay, so let's say I also add that. So user phone, and user dot phone is going to be here. I'm not going to pass it through the appender pipe right now because it would add http colon front slash before it, and that's I'm sorry, mail to colon slash in front of it. That's something that I don't want. And in here I'll use user dot phone, like so. I don't really think the user dot phone would be visible as of now because some thing might not be right in that case. Let's just reload this so that we could get that particular detail as well. Okay, so it said that it cannot read property ID. It added the phone number for me, but right now it's taking me to localhost colon 4200 slash the phone number of that particular user. Okay, but that is something that I don't really want. What I do want, let's just first wrap this inside a div so that when the when the details are not present, then it shouldn't give me any errors. So I'll do ngIf and specify user here, like so. At this point, I should not be getting any console errors that I was getting earlier. Okay, now I want a way to do this again with the phone as well. I could use the tell here to add a telephone link to this phone number right here. So if I click on this, then it's going to ask me if it wants, if I want to open Skype. If I click on OK, it's going to open Skype for me. Okay, but again, what we are doing here is we are hard coding some string. Okay, and that's not a really good practice. What if we could use the appender pipe itself in this case as well? Okay, so now the appender pipe, what exactly is it going to do is, let's make it generic in some sense. So there might be cases wherein I want to add something at the front of some input, while there might be other cases wherein I want to add something at the end of this input. Okay, so I should take two things in here as inputs: position, that is going to be a string, and and text to append, that is again going to be a string, like so. Okay, now if I do this with an email, then in that case I'll first check with the position. If position is, and I'll save it to input itself. So if position is equal to pre, then text to append plus input is going to be the field that I want, else input plus text to append is the thing that I want. Okay, and then I can simply, instead of doing this, I can simply return whatever I'm getting in here, like so. Okay, so it's just a ternary operator that says that if there is a pre tag, then I should append the text to append previous to the actual input, else I should append it at the end of the input. Okay, now to use it in the template, we can pass these two things as an argument. So to the appender, I'll pass pre as the first argument, and the second argument is going to be mail to colon front slash front slash. And same is the case with the phone. I can use the appender pipe, and to this one again the position is going to be pre, but this time instead of mail to, it's going to be tell colon front slash, like so. And if I save this now and go back, the application has already compiled. Okay, now if I hover over this, it says that it will take me to mail to colon front slash the email ID of the user, and this one says tell colon front slash the phone number of the user. Okay, so our pipe is working as expected, and this is how pipes can be used. Custom pipes can be created and used inside your Angular application, like so. Okay, and you can also add arguments. Now this pipe can have any number of arguments. Right now I just needed two, so that is the case, but it can have any number of arguments as you want. Okay, all right. Now in the next section we'll talk about something called impure pipes and how they can cost us a bit of performance, and but when exactly should we be using impure pipes. Right now every pipe by default is a pure pipe, so we'll see what pure pipes and impure pipes are, and in the next video we'll have a look at creating an impure pipe. And uh, this is by default a pure pipe, but we can, in the next video we'll see how we can create impure pipes. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.